Welcome to BIO-CHEM Physics Academy. Let's quickly solve this question under atom. An atom has 12 protons and form an ions of what? M(2+). How many electrons are in the ion? That's the first question. The second question says, what type of ion is it? And the third question says, state whether the atoms lost or gained electron. Now, before I solve this question, let's quickly define atoms. Atoms is what? Is the smallest particle that take part in a chemical reaction. And atoms are what? Are electrically neutral because the numbers of protons is equal to the numbers of what? Of electrons. Atoms are electrically neutral because the numbers of protons is equal to the numbers of electrons. So same thing. So in this case, the numbers of protons is also equal to the what? To the numbers of electrons. But when an atom become an ion, the numbers of electrons is not equal. The numbers of electrons, when an atom becomes an ion, when an atom becomes an ion, the numbers of what? The numbers of proton is always, the numbers of electron is always less than the numbers of what? Proton. The numbers of proton is always greater than the what? The mass what? Of electron. When the atoms becomes ion, because atoms becomes an ion as a result of what? Of losing or gaining electron. So when an atom becomes ion, the atoms will either lost or gain electron. So an atom becomes ion in order to what? In order to become what? To achieve stability. What do I mean? That is the atom shell of that particular atom must be what? Must be completely filled. That's why atoms becomes ion. So now in this case, an atom M has 12 protons. That is, it has 10 what? Electrons. Because when it goes to atoms, the numbers of protons is still the same thing as what? As the numbers of electrons. So it can form an ion of M(2+). So this M(2+) shows that what? It shows that what? It shows that what? The atoms lost what? 2 electrons. Note, whenever atoms lost an electrons, the lost electron lost electron, the atoms will becomes what? Positively charged. Whenever it gains electron, it becomes what? Negatively charged. And in this case, the atoms lost an electron. So that's why it has what? M(2+). So that shows that what? These atoms lost what? 2 electrons. So in this case, the question says, how many electrons are in the ion? How many electrons are in the ion? For you to calculate the electrons in the ion, not in the atom, but in the ion, in the ion formed. Now, how many electrons are in the ion? Since we know that what? The atoms lost 2 electrons in order to become positively charged, then we could say the electron is equal to the what? To the what? 12 minus what? Minus 2. Because the atoms has lost 2 electrons in order to become what? Positively charged. So now, which is called what? The electron in this particular ion, the electron in this particular question is what? Is 10. Why is it 10? Because the atoms has already what? Lost 2 electrons in order to become positively charged. Now, the second question says what? What type of ion is it? Yes, we have 2 types of ion. The first ion is called what? Cation. Cation is formed when an atom lost an electron. So therefore, it carries what? Positively charged. So when anion is formed when an atom gained electron and therefore carries what? Negatively charged. So that is what? Anion. So in this case, what type of ion is it? The type of ion is what? Is cation, because it lost 2 electrons in order to become what? Positively charged. Now, number B, the third question number B is what? Is the question for Number B is what is cation. Now the question for number C says what? State whether the atoms lost or gained electron. This question is what? It states whether the atoms lost or gained electron. Now, whether the atoms lost or gained electron, tell me in the comment section whether the atoms lost or what, or gained electron. Thanks.